Welcome to the Lions Pride Sports Broadcast. The Lions Pride Sports Broadcast is sponsored by Let Bryan Enterprises Family Entertainment be your one-stop shop for your party entertainment needs. If you're in need of balloon twisters, face painters, or bounce houses, just give them a call at 512-846-3334. If you're looking to rent a mascot costume or to hire a children's performer to appear as a superhero, princess, or one of their 85 other merry mascots, reach out to them. Bryan Enterprises Family Entertainment has been entertaining families in Caldwell County for 2 decades. Bozo the Hozo, the Christian Clown, the first entertainer for the company, has entertained thousands at the Lockhart Chisholm Trail Roundup Parade over the years. Family entertainment and family engagement are 2 phrases that are a part of Bryan Enterprises' core values. Whether it's motivational speaking at school assemblies, or writing children's books, or training personnel to engage the children and families are always at the heart of this organization. To find out more about Bryan Enterprises, feel free to check them out on social media or visit their website at bryant-enterprises.com. Changing Faces Barbershop has been serving the Lockhart and surrounding communities since 2009. Head barber and owner Lex Jennings and staff pride themselves on being a hip urban barbershop. For shaves, not only do we hit you with our Precessional Andis trimmers, we offer a close shave and edge up with a straight razor. If you're really wanting to be pampered, let us give you one of our famous hot towel shaves. For cuts, Changing Face barbers are all top of their class and are able to pull off any style, whether it's a mohawk, classic cut, fade, taper, or design. We pride ourselves on our talent, our drive, and want to give our clients the best experience available. For all styles, from the newest trends to old school cuts, our barbers here at Changing Faces have the skills to transform your look and feel. With over 10 years of combined experience, our barbers are on the cutting edge of the barber world. Come by one of our 2 locations, 2000 West San Antonio Street in Lockhart, Texas, and 900 Bug Lane, Suite 115 in San Marcos, Texas. Or go to our website at cfbarbershop.com. When confronted with an auto accident, life can't come to a screeching halt. That's why Chios Paint and Body is devoted to making the repair process as smooth as possible with their state-of-the-art technology, frequent status updates, and a 24/7 customer service center to help you every step of the way. With our state-of-the-art body shop and paint facility, repairing your car is a breeze. We are fully equipped with a powerful frame-straightening bay, expansive body shop, and our semi-down, downdraft paint booth. Our automotive repair services include everything from oil changes, brake repair replacement, and suspension work to sophisticated mechanical repairs. Whatever your needs, we can offer premium service, affordable cost, and great customer service. These are just some of the differences that make Chios Paint and Body the best choice for your car's recovery and automotive repair. Hazelet Drilling Incorporated are proud supporters of the community by sponsoring Youth League programs, T-Ball Express, Boys Junior League, Boys Coach Pitch, and Girls Coach Pitch teams. Established in 1978 by George Hazelet, Hazelet Drilling Incorporated was formed to provide quality water drilling service to farms and surrounding ranches. As the company grew, so did the spectrum of services to meet the growing needs of dedicated customers. Today, Hazelet Drilling is the leading water well, oil, and gas drilling company, known for quality work and one-on-one customer service. Hazelet Drilling and Supply is located at 915 Old McMahon Road in Lockhart, Texas. Or you can call 512-398-6682. If you're in need of mechanical care, take your vehicle to Car Care Automotive, located at 1313 North Colorado Street in Lockhart, Texas. Owner and head mechanic Alex Juarez will give your vehicle the care it needs to get back on the road. Alex has over 30 years of mechanic work and is ASE certified. Whether your vehicle is gas or diesel, bring it to Car Care Automotive or call 512-668-4555 to schedule a visit. Mention that you heard this ad on the Lions Pride Sports Broadcast and get a free oil change with your automotive repair. If you're ready to lose weight fast, reach out to the Tim Torres Fitness Facebook page and chat with Tim. Tim has helped thousands of people all over the world in person and online through his mobile app and custom meal plans. So contact Tim Torres via Facebook and start losing weight today. Just look for Tim Torres Fitness on Facebook. Vest Auto Detail, located 1 block from beautiful downtown Lockhart, Texas, at 301 South Main Street. At Vest Auto Detail, they offer window tinting, paint correction, ceramic coating, and are considered the best in Caldwell County. When it comes to auto detailing, if you want the best, just book with Vest. Vest Auto Detail. Call 512-227-1511 to schedule your vehicle for a visit. Do you suffer with headaches, back pain, or neck pain? Chisholm Trail Clinic of Chiropractic's mission is to provide hope, healing, and health to the people of Lockhart and the surrounding area through natural chiropractic care. Dr. Peterson has been voted Best Chiropractor for the last 9 years. Call Chisholm Trail Clinic of Chiropractic to begin your path to hope, healing, and health. You can find Chisholm Trail Clinic of Chiropractic at 731 South Colorado Street in Lockhart, Texas, or you can call for an appointment at 512-668-4163. And now, live from the Lions Pride broadcast booth, the original voice of Lockhart Lion Sports, Emilio the Sarge Juarez.
All right, welcome baseball fans for game number 13 here on the Lions Pride Sports broadcast, as we have game number 13 once again between the Bastrop Bears and the St. Andrew Highlanders for game number 13 on the Lockhart Lions Varsity Baseball Tournament and broadcast number 13. One more to go to close out the weekend. But right now we still have some action going on as the Bastrop Bears are back on the diamond after losing a tough one to the Del Valle Cardinals for the 11:30 game, 13-2. But they're back on the diamond right now to take on the St. Andrew Highlanders, who will be playing their first game of the day. And a quick rundown for the Highlanders as they played yesterday, their first game of the tournament. They defeated the Austin Navarro Vikings 9-3. And they're back here for their second game against the Bastrop Bears. And they'll be playing a doubleheader. They're going to have playing the final game of the tournament against the home team, the Lockhart Lions, at 4:30. But right now, they're going to be taking on the Bastrop Bears here in game number 13. I want to welcome all you Highlander and Bastrop Bear fans back to the Lions Pride Sports broadcast. My name's Emilio the Sarge Juarez, and here in a few minutes, we're going to have my co-host and color commentary guy, Tom T.D. Dunn will be coming up. But right now, we're going to get to the action, and leading off for the Highlanders is going to be number 2, Aiden Madoff, playing shortstop. And we'll get to the lineup here just in a few minutes. On the mound for the Bastrop Bears, and swinging on the first pitch out to the second baseman is going to get past him for an error. And Madoff will reach first base on that error. On the mound for the Bastrop Bears is going to be number 11, Elijah Vaquera. And that'll bring up number 22, Charlie Wieland, up to the plate, and he's going to be the pitcher for the Highlanders today. And there'll be one runner on the base pads. First pitch to Whelan is going to be high and outside for ball 1. One and 0 the count to Whelan. 1-0 pitch going to be swing and a miss for strike 1. And that'll make the count 1 ball, 1 strike. One pitch on the way is going to be swung on and fouled, backing out of play. And that'll make the count 1 ball, 1 strikes to Charlie Whelan. Once again on the mound for the Bastrop Bears is going to be number 11, Elijah Vaquera. Madoff on first base with the leadoff single. Ground ball toward the third baseman. Out to 2 for 1. Trying to make the turn to 1 to get the complete double play. Will not be able to do it. And Charlie Whelan will reach base on a fielder's choice. And stepping up to the plate is going to be number 9, Jacob Garcia, is going to be playing first base. And rounding out the lineup, it'll be batting cleanup, number 16, Cole Nasconi. He'll be at center field. Batting 5th, number 31, Malcolm Burns. He'll be at left field. Batting 6th, number 8, Noah Gorlick at second. Batting 7th, number 13, Sam Suter. He'll be playing catcher. Batting 8th, number 11, Wes Albin. He'll be at first base. And batting 9th, number 23, Reese Carter. And he'll be at right field. As Garcia looks at the first pitch for ball 1. Ground ball in between second and first. Whelan's going to round second, and he will hold up there as Garcia will get his first hit of the game at his first at bat. That'll bring up the cleanup hitter, number 16, Cole Nasconi, the center fielder. So Whelan will be at second base. Garcia at first. 1 out here in the top half of the first inning. As you can see the noggin of my color commentary guy walking up. First pitch swinging down to right field. The right fielder's camping up underneath it. Will make the catch for the second out. Whelan's going to be tagging up on his way to third. The throw would not be in time. It'll get over the third baseman's head. And Garcia will advance to second base on the throwing error. Great catch by the right fielder for the Bastrop Bears. And that's going to be number 2, Luke Williams. Get that shot. And that'll bring up Cole Nasconi up to the plate. Or did I not mark him down? Yeah, Cole Nasconi is up at the plate.
We saw Cole Nascone pitch a heck of a game yesterday. I believe he ended up striking out 8 by the end of his game.
Actually, that's going to be number 31 at the plate, Malcolm Burns.
The big man who was DH last time we saw him.
A deep hit all the way to center field will score 2 runs on the stand-up double. Nasconi flew out to right field, and Malcolm Burns comes up and hits a 2 RBI double. And that'll score Whelan and Garcia.
Yep, for the first time in the tournament, we got wind blowing from us towards the outfield.
All right, go for it.
I cannot hear myself in my headset, though. Not that I need to. And that ball swung on and pushed foul.
And up at the plate's number 8, Noah Gorlick, the second baseman.
And Gorlick catches a hold of one, pushes it out to left field where it's caught handily, and that's going to end the inning with St. Andrews able to put 2 up on the board there in the first. Getting off to a good start there.
Oh, great start for the St. Andrews Highlanders. Pushed 2 across the plate, lead 2-0 over the Bastrop Bears. Great job by the Bears as during the first game against Del Valle was able to put 8 across the plate. So great job by the Bastrop Bears to keep it at 2. And we're going to go and stay right here. And let's run down the batting lineup for the Bastrop Bears. Batting first for the Bastrop Bears is going to be number 7, Reagan Hibbs, playing center field. Batting second will be number 4, Conley Bodine. Batting third will be number 1, Mason McClanahan. He'll be at left field. Bodine's going to be at shortstop. Batting cleanup, number 22, Wyatt Hamilton at third base. And we'll talk about Hamilton and Hibbs here in a little bit. Pitching for the Bastrop Bears and batting fifth, number 11, Elijah Vaquera. Batting sixth, number 5, Ashton Tabola. He'll be at catcher. Batting seventh, number 2, Luke Williams, and he'll be at right field. Batting eighth, number 19, Jaden Hensley. He'll be at first base. And rounding up the batting order is going to be number 9, 14, Reagan Nielsen, and he'll be the designated hitter, batting for number 20, Owen Boone, who will be at second base. But real quick, we'll talk about Hibbs. I talked about him in the last game, but he did an outstanding job last night against the Lockhart Lions, striking out 11 and getting the win as the Bastrop Bears defeated the Lions 9-2.
A truly special pitching performance we were able to witness last night, watching Hibbs on the mound. And not only that he struck out 11, but the kid looks like he's just out there playing catch. You know, not super intense, not
right.
Not overly focused, just really looked to be enjoying himself out there, having a good time. We'll real quickly here, we'll run through the St. Andrews lineup, see how far we can get for the first pitch comes out. Today we're going to see Charlie Whelan on the mound for St. Andrews. Playing catcher is going to be Sam Suter. Over at first base, we'll have Wes Albin. At second base, we're going to have Noah Gorlick, who we saw up to bat there at the end of the inning. At third base, we're going to have Jacob Garcia. Playing shortstop is going to be Aiden Madoff, number 2. And then you're going to have out there in left field, you'll have Malcolm Burns, big number 31. In center field, you will have Cole Nascone, who we saw on the mound yesterday. And then round him out in right field is Reese Carter, who I struggled with the name yesterday, but I think I got it right in the second half of the broadcast when I changed him over to Reese, and we got confirmation from the coach on that. So that rounds out the lineup in the field for St. Andrews, a team that we saw play some clean baseball. These guys, they don't swing at bad pitches. They don't make bad decisions, run the bases. Really a smart baseball team.
Exactly. As we have leadoff batter, Reagan Hibbs steps up to the plate and immediately hits a line drive to the second baseman. So 1 pitch, 1 out.
And even now, Hibbs just not in a hurry. Just
No.
just stroll on back to the dugout like he's on a Sunday walk.
On a Saturday morning.
And
Or
this
Saturday
could be-
afternoon.
This can be Conley Bodine up to bat for Bastrop. And the pitch from Whelan, that's a fastball down the middle, but a little bit low. Going to be ball 1 for Conley. That ball inside, just missing Conley. Going to bring up 2 balls.
And quickly, the catcher, Sam Suter's going to go out there and talk to his pitcher, Charlie Whelan.
So I can hear you in my headset, but I don't hear my mic at all. It just makes me strange. Puts me in a box. And after the quick discussion, back out on the mound ready to pitch, steps off for a moment. The 2-0 pitch to Conley. Swung on and hit foul down the left field line into the fence. Going to be 1 strike. Going to bring the count to 2 balls, 1 strike. I want to take the time, give a quick shout out to the Lockhart coaches. Want to give a quick shout out to the Lockhart coaches and players who have busted their butt through this tournament to keep this field in great shape. As Conley hits a chopper to third and is going to beat it out for a single. Yeah, the Lockhart coaches and players putting in a lot of time in between each game, straightening this field out, and then all the different Lockhart coaches, of course, run the scoreboard for all these games and providing us with some great insights in our right ears. We give you the broadcast, giving us all the details and everything that I'm surely missing.
Okay.
Just like T-Mobile, baby. Can you hear me now? And a throwback to first, not in time. As Conley Bodine dives back in there, getting dirty. That's right, got these beautiful uniforms. Get some dirt on them. That ball getting passed, and Bodine's going to head for second base. And he's going to be down in the dirt again, and he's hugging the bag, and he's in there safe.
I tell you what, it'd been a real close play. But the first baseman for the Highlanders, as he was bending down to pick up the baseball, kind of slipped a little bit, which kept him from making a throw on time.
And I like that. Conley Bodine out there having fun playing the game of baseball. That's what we like to see. First pitch, ball 1 to
Mason McClanahan.
Mason McClanahan.
And Jerry Albin chimes in saying, thanks again, guys. Since I'll be with you for the next 4 hours, I'll correct you on names. For number 11 for St. Andrews, Albin is Albin.
Albin. All right.
Instead of Albin.
Well, we appreciate that. We really do. It's one of those things where you don't want to say someone's name wrong, and you sure don't want to say it wrong all day long.
Yes.
Never know. Maybe there's a scout tuning in. He says, oh, I guess that kid's not playing.
Where's that Albin kid at
That's right.
that we've been hearing about?
And speaking about scouts, so with these games not, being able to have anyone in the crowd, it's super important to us and to our main sponsor, Recon Athlete, to give all these young men as much exposure as we can, especially in a time of COVID where not a lot of people are going to games. And that's another great part about our broadcast is these coaches are able to share it with any possible scouts that may be looking at their players, and it will be there for the rest of these guys' lives. So when they're old men, they could say, come here, come sit on Grandpa's lap, and let me show you where Grandpa struck out 11 in the Lockhart tournament.
You know what, maybe at that time, they're going to say, well, let's go to YouTube, and their kids will probably be like, what's YouTube?
That's right. What's that?
Is that like the smart TV?
I imagine everything will be in VR by then.
So McClanahan still at the plate for the Bears.
1-1 the count. That one hit up the middle, fielded by the shortstop. And another error on a catch there on the first baseman, unable to get a clean handle on it. And McClanahan's going to be safe in first, and Bodine's going to score. Hey, the sun's out, and I can now see the numbers of the Bastrop
you
players.
know what? I mentioned that in the last game. So you must have been listening to me.
And we're going to have Wyatt Hamilton coming up to the plate for Bastrop now.
And Wyatt Hamilton had a heck of a game against Del Valle. And 1 inning, he had 3 line drive grounders that were hit to him. And he was able to scoop them both up and get them out to first base.
I take it he was on the mound in that game.
Oh, no. He was at third base the whole
third.
time. Yeah. Did an outstanding job.
Whew, and does a great job there to get his hands inside and up on the high and tight fastball. I don't know if he's necessarily swinging at that one or protecting himself, but good job to get a piece of that one and keep it off his chin.
That was one of those, oops, excuse me, didn't mean to swing.
Almost a defensive reflex. So 0-1 the count to Hamilton. Hamilton hits that ball hard down the left field line, bounces over the bag. Right fielder has trouble getting a handle on it. Hamilton's going to be into second, and that's going to be McClanahan heading for home, and he's going to score. So McClanahan with a stand-up double and an RBI there, evening up the score. Going to be 2-2 now here in the bottom of the first.
And with only one out, I want to give a shout out to Jerry Lucas. Says, "Let's go Bears! Cheering for all to have a great game, especially the seniors. Cheering for y'all, and especially our grandson Wyatt. Love ya, Gigi and Papa." And talking about Wyatt Hamilton, who just doubled to left field.
And we have Elijah Vaquera up in the box now for the Bears. He's sporting number 11 on his jersey, left-hander. Hamilton off to a big lead out there. Vaquera swing and a miss for strike one.
Also want to thank all you Bastrop Bears and Highlander fans that are watching. Share the link with your fellow fans. And I'm about to post up the YouTube link for those that don't do social media. Share the link with them so they don't have to miss a single pitch, strike, or run.
1-1 pitch to Vaquera. Swung on and popped up into left field. He's got a beat on it, and he's going to make the catch. No tag up by the runner on second. So that's going to bring it to 2 outs here in the bottom of the first. And Sarge, I'm not sure if you're aware, but you're actually saying it wrong. It is the Bears from Bastrop, Texas. So that's going to bring up number 5, Austin Tabola. He is catching again today. We saw him catching last night. And Hamilton out to a big lead again out there at second, and he's heading for third, and they're going to catch him in the pickle. It looks like Whelan's just going to run him down and tag him. Great heads-up play there by Whelan just to say, you know what, I think I can just run him down, and he does it. He puts him out and gets his team out of that inning. Great job helping yourself out there as a pitcher, getting an out without having to throw a pitch. And so we'll see Tabola again as he was in the box when that out was made. We'll see him when we come up in the bottom of the second. And we'll go ahead and keep it right here as the teams exchange sides. And Sarge mentioned we finally have some wonderful weather for baseball. We dealt with some pretty nasty stuff, and even this morning, man, was it foggy. I came into the Little League fields around 6 this morning, and our league president was up there and had turned on the lights, and it just created this crazy glow with the fog where coming into town I could actually see it from a long ways out, even though you couldn't see anything.
Yeah, and I didn't know if you caught some of the Lady Lions softball game at Westwood against Glenn, but that was a pretty foggy start out there also.
It was so foggy I was weed eating and I couldn't see the grass at my feet. Yeah, what was the final score in that softball game, Sarge?
Glenn ended up coming back and scoring 6 runs to defeat the Lockhart Lions 6-1, I believe.
So we'll do a quick recap of just the games that have happened today, as I think all you folks that have tuned in, it's probably your 3rd or 4th time tuning in. You've heard what's happened in the previous games. So in the first game of the day, Austin Navarro went down to Manor, Manor scoring 8, Navarro scoring 2. And Del Valle, once again, coming up big against Bastrop this morning, 13-2. I mean, Del Valle has just been as strong as can be throughout this tournament. And it's not only impressive that they were strong on day 1 and day 2, but to still be having that strong of a showing after 3 days of baseball really speaks volumes about that baseball team.
They finished out the tournament 4-0.
And
we are here, game number 13,
so
St. Andrews versus Bastrop. Yeah.
St. Andrews is the only other team that has a chance to do that now. So, you know, if Bastrop's able to handle St. Andrews here, that'll pretty much lock Del Valle in as the winner of the Lockhart tournament, though there's no awards given out for winning the tournament. You just get wins and losses on your record. But, you know, it's tournament play. We always like to think of it as there's a winner.
Oh, yeah. Not only that, you know, great experience in especially with the shortened preseason or scrimmage games. You know, Lockhart's one of the few teams that are able to play 5 games in 3 days. And that's going to go a long way, especially when we get into district play. And we'll talk more about that during the Lockhart Lions varsity game at 4:30 p.m. tonight, or this afternoon.
And Sam Studer swings at the first pitch for a strike. Sam Studer, the catcher today for St. Andrews, and he fouls the second one off. Going to put himself behind in the count, 0-2. He'll have to protect the plate now. And that one just off the outside edge, bringing the count to 1-2. Yeah, it's impressive, the 5 days of baseball, you know, and a lot of people say, oh, they're teenagers, you know, they got energy for days. But, man, I tell you what, I think that'd wear anybody out.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
That ball drove hard into the gap in left center field, and it's going to fall. It's going to bounce to the wall. It's going to get fielded by the left fielder as the batter, Suter, makes it into second with a stand-up double. Sam Studer getting his team started off well here in the top of the second.
And that was a one-hopper to the fence, too.
It was. That ball was on a rope. So Wes Albin, did I say it right?
Albin.
Wes Albin up
get
to
it
bat.
right.
I will get it right. I tell you what. And if I can't,
Wes
he'll just
Albin.
become Wes if I
Yeah.
can't seem to get it
That,
right.
just like we said, we don't want no scouts coming up. Hey, where's that Albin kid?
That's right, Albin.
You mean Albin? No, the Albin. That's Albin with the stand-up or coming up to the plate.
And that ball about as far outside as it can be, and great job by the catcher to get out there and catch it on the edge of the right side batter's box for ball 1. Sam Suter off to about a 4-step lead out there at second. 1-0 pitch hit hard into center field. Center fielder's going to come up and make it and look to double up Suter, but unable to as he throws it high over, and good job by the pitcher to be there to back him up. I have Sarge today over at Lockhart Little League tryouts. You would not believe how many folks came up and spoke to me, said they've been enjoying watching our broadcasts, and you know we greatly appreciate the appreciation.
Oh, yeah. I also noticed last night, you sent me the text, we finally hit the... Yeah, pop up down the right side. That's going to find the grass, and that would be an error.
Yeah, no, that's a
We'll
hit.
give that a hit.
Yeah, he
Reese
could.
Carter.
I don't think he could get to that one. That's one of those that it's impossible to duplicate or do on purpose. Right height and just the right depth to get where no one can get to it, even though it had some hang time on it.
And that's going to put 2 runners on the base pads. Sam Suter at third and Reese Carter at first, and bring up the leadoff hitter, Aiden Madoff, up to the plate, the shortstop for the Highlanders. First pitch is going to be ball low for ball 1.
I'll tell you what, Austin Tabola, catching for Bastrop, has done an absolutely great job that we've seen him. And not only does he have baseball skills, but his mullet game is second to none, folks. One-0 pitch to Madoff, and that one's outside in the dirt for ball 2. We had a pretty good showing at tryouts, but we still have plenty of room for more players. If anyone from Lockhart's tuned in, you know anyone that wants to play Little League, send them out to the fields today or have them go to Little League, LockhartLittleLeague.com and get them signed up. 2-0 pitch. And that one catches the inside corner for a strike. Looks like we got this is a new umpire crew for today, huh, Sarge?
Yes, it is. Ground ball up the middle.
But these two weren't here
And
yesterday,
Madoff
right? It was
will
two
reach
other
base.
guys, yeah.
On a single to center field. And that'll bring up Charlie Wheeland up to the plate.
Yeah, that ball he took off the foot last night.
And that'll be 2 runners on the base paths. Madoff at first. Reese Carter at second. And St. Andrews retakes the lead 3-2.
Looks like they're not going to cover either of the bases with the men are leading off. Intent to come after the batter, Charlie Wheeland. Wheeland steps out for a moment and then right back in. One-0 pitch on the way. Ball outside. That lead at second is getting covered. That ball hit high into short right center. It falls in between the second baseman, center fielder.
And they're going to call the runner safe at third. All they had to do was tag him up.
A little bit of a bobble there, and, you know, he's contesting that, hey, I got a hold of it before he slid in. And that's a judgment call. And it won't be turned around. So that's going to load the bases up for St. Andrews here.
Number 9, Jacob Garcia up at the plate. Singled and scored his first time up at the bat.
Center fielder's still making his way back over as a couple of them ended up on the grass. And he made it back. Whew. He took a puff of dust in the face on that one, on that high inside ball, popping the dust off the catcher's glove and into the face of the batter Garcia. You know, we saw Garcia do some handy base running last night. Just seemed to be a kind of strikes me as a real utility guy. You know, we saw him do some good things in the field, solid base running. You know, not super flashy, but sure gets the job done.
Yeah, that's going to be fouled out of play. With 1 out here in the bottom half of the second inning.
And looks like we've got our bleacher bums out
Or
here
top
again
half
today,
of the second inning, excuse me.
both in right field and in left field. We'll give a shout out to the folks out there in left. I know they're from Bastrop, and they visited Black's Barbecue, one of our fine barbecue establishments here in Lockhart. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Garcia.
Elijah Vaquero on the mound for the Bears.
And a comebacker picked up and doubled up. And that's going to end the inning. Yep, sure does. Definitely got him out of trouble, forcing St. Andrews to leave 3 on base on that one and keeping it a very close game. St. Andrews up 3-1 over the Bastrop Bears.
All right, when we come right back, we're going to have Austin Tabola, Luke Williams, and Jaden Hensley stepping into the batter's box for the Bears, and we're going to take a quick timeout as you're watching game number 13 of the Lockhart Lions Varsity Baseball Tournament here on the Lions Pride Sports Broadcast.
Let Bryan Enterprises Family Entertainment be your one-stop shop for your party entertainment needs. If you're in need of balloon twisters, face painters, or bounce houses, just give them a call at 512-846-3334. If you're looking to rent a mascot costume or to hire a children's performer to appear as a superhero, princess, or one of their 85 other merry mascots, reach out to them. Bryan Enterprises Family Entertainment has been entertaining families in Caldwell County for 2 decades. Bozo the Hozo, the Christian Clown, the first entertainer for the company, has entertained thousands at the Lockhart Chisholm Trail Roundup Parade over the years. Family entertainment and family engagement are 2 phrases that are a part of Bryan Enterprises' core values. Whether it's motivational speaking at school assemblies, or writing children's books, or training personnel to engage fathers in the community, children and families are always at the heart of this organization. To find out more about Bryan Enterprises, Feel free to check them out on social media or visit their website at bryant-enterprises.com.
All right, we were back here for the bottom half of the second inning as the St. Andrews are able to put one run across the plate in the top half of the second and retake the lead 3-2 over the Bastrop Bears here in game number 13 for the Lockhart Lions Varsity Baseball Tournament here on the Lions Pride Sports broadcast. Let me turn it over to the play-by-play guy for this game, TD Tom Dunn, and take it away, sir.
All right, up to bat for Bastrop. We're going to have the king of the mullet, Austin Tabola, stepping in there.
Now, that's two kings that you've named for the Bastrop Bears, the king of the curve.
That's
Landon Hernandez. Or the King K from last night's game, 11 Ks. And now we got the king of the mullet, Tabola, which has become famous once again. Many kids might not believe that, but the mullet was the thing back in the day, and I sported one myself as well.
Well, and then it's been about 20 years being frowned upon before it came back in again.
And I tell you, but nobody wears a mullet like Brady Stevenson wears it. Freshman for the Lockhart Lions. Of course, he doesn't play baseball. He plays basketball and football.
Low and in the dirt for ball one to Tabola. You can tell Tabola spent some time in the Little League playing All-Stars. Likes to do that 1 foot in, 1 foot out of the box, which is required in All-Star tournaments. Take strike one over the outside edge. I don't think it's a requirement in high school ball. Is it, Coach? That 1 foot in, 1 foot out. Yeah, that's definitely that's definitely something that in the last 3 to 4 years of Little League they've implemented to try to keep the game moving along. And that ball chopped to the second baseman, dying as it rolls, but Tabola with the speed running it out. The long grass here, as we've got some rain, doing him a favor, slowing that ball down enough, allowing him to get to first base safe. That's going to be the third hit of the game for the Bastrop Bears. Bears scoring 2 off their first 2 hits. And this is Luke Williams in there. Number 2 for the Bastrop Bears.
Man, looking at the radar, looks like the rain just might be missing us. But then again, this is Texas weather.
Yeah, give it about 15 minutes.
Looking for the next snowfall.
And with the big shift in wind we've had, with the wind now coming out of the southwest, we've seen quite a few balls in this tournament, out around and near the fence. If you get one up high, it'll probably carry here with this wind blowing 15 to 20 miles an hour. We definitely had it affecting some of our stuff out there at Little League practice. I was trying to throw foul balls that were getting caught up, or pop-ups anyway. That one inside. For ball one, going to be 1 ball, 1 strike to Luke Williams.
Tabola at first base for the Bears.
And Bastrop players wearing a wristband. Got some coordination going on with numbers. Throw back to first, not in time as Tabola's back to the back standing up. That's something that is a big difference in the softball and high school, softball and baseball in the high school level. Is in the softball games, every pitch is called from the dugout via number from the coach in most games.
Runner goes.
And that ball's fouled off, so he'll be headed back over there to first. Have you witnessed that yourself, Sarge?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, softball games, 4-1-3, 2-1-7. Sometimes I think they're just making it up, too. I don't know that all the numbers mean something.
No, we did that during the International All-Stars. I'd sit there and call the pitch from the dugout. Sometimes it worked, sometimes it didn't.
1 ball, 2 strikes to Williams. That ball popped up high to the first baseman.
Man, they're going to double up the runner at first to Boland. That's going to be
And 2 innings, 2 double plays. That's going to bring up 2 outs here in the top of the second.
It's going to be an unassisted double play at that.
Unassisted. Yeah, they had the hit and run on there, but wrong kind of hit came out. And that's going to bring in Jaden Hensley, number 19 for the Bastrop Bear, who's also going to pop up, but to the left-hand side. And the third baseman, that is Garcia, catches it cleanly to end the inning for St. Andrews. St. Andrews playing some fine defense in that inning.
A lot of that has to do with that unassisted double play by the first baseman, making a nice catch and then tagging up the runner, Tabolo, at first. And the Bastrop Bears go down 1-2-3 in the bottom half of the second as the St. Andrews Highlanders remain on top 3-2. As we get ready to head over to the top of the third inning, we're going to take a quick timeout, and we'll be right back with some more Lockhart Lions Varsity Baseball Tournament here on the Lions Pride Sports Broadcast.
Do you suffer with headaches, back pain, or neck pain? Chisholm Trail Clinic of Chiropractic's mission is to provide hope, healing, and health to the people of Lockhart and the surrounding area through natural chiropractic care. Dr. Peterson has been voted Best Chiropractor for the last 9 years. Call Chisholm Trail Clinic of Chiropractic to begin your path to hope, healing, and health. You can find Chisholm Trail Clinic of Chiropractic at 731 South Colorado Street in Lockhart, Texas. Or you can call for an appointment at 512-668-4163. If you're in need of mechanical care, take your vehicle to Car Care Automotive, located at 1313 North Colorado Street in Lockhart, Texas. Owner and head mechanic Alex Juarez will give your vehicle the care it needs to get back on the road. Alex has over 30 years of mechanic work and is ASE certified. Whether your vehicle is gas or diesel, bring it to Car Care Automotive or call 512-668-4555 to schedule a visit. Mention that you heard this ad on the Lions Pride Sports broadcast and get a free oil change with your automotive repair.
All right, and welcome back to game number 13 between the St. Andrew Highlanders against the Bastrop Bears here for the Lockhart Lions Varsity Baseball Tournament, the second to the last game of the weekend, as the St. Andrew Highlanders will be back on the diamond for a 4:30 game against the Lockhart Lions to close the weekend out. But right now we are here in the top of the third inning. St. Andrews 3, Bastrop Bears 2. I'm going to turn it over to TD Tom Dunn, who's got the call for game number 13 here on the Lions Pride Sports broadcast.
And the Bears are back on the field for Bastrop.
I was waiting for that one.
The Bears. And the pitch to the batter swung on hard, chopper down the first base line. First baseman's going to handle it cleanly, and that's Colton Scone hitting that ball. And maybe you can help us out with that one and tell us if it's Nascone or Nascone. I'm putting my money on Nascone.
I'm going to say Nascone.
Winner
you never know these days.
Winner will get $5 grand. And I'll go buy you I tell you what, $500 grand. I'll get you 500 grand candy bars.
$5 grand worth of Tom TD bucks.
Oh, my wife works at HEB. We can hook you up with some buddy bucks.
Some buddy bucks. There you go. And number 31, Malcolm Burns, steps up to the plate. Doubled his first time up at the bat.
And also made some great plays out there in left field. He's had 2 catches out there in left field already, 2 putouts. Tell you what, Malcolm Burns, he's got some big hands. When he grips that bat, it looks like he's holding a T-ball bat.
I was about to say that. It looks like he's holding a toothpick in his hands right there.
That's probably, 32 or 33? And that ball hit out to center field, just about right to the center fielder. He only has to take 2 steps off his spot to field that one for out number 2 here for Bastrop.
And so far, 2 quick outs here in the top half of the third inning.
And we saw a few runners get on, and we're 3-2, but I dare to call it a defensive game so far. Both pitchers kind of seem to be pitching to contact, letting their defense play behind them, get the outs where they can.
Number 11, Elijah Vaquera on the plate, on the mound for the Bears. And that's going to be Conley Bodine with the throw down to first.
Yeah, and really it has been a defensive game because even the 2 runs that were scored by Bastrop were scored off of errors. We had 2 errors on the first baseman in that inning. We just couldn't catch the ball cleanly over there at first base. Of course, catching a couple bouncing balls as well.
Well, right away, this inning is moving along with the top half. Well, you go back to the bottom half of the second inning, now to the top half of the third inning. We've only seen 6 batters between both teams. Bastrop goes down 1, 2, 3 in the bottom half of the second. Now the St. Andrew Highlanders go down 1, 2, 3 in the top half of the third.
And like I tell my first baseman, I don't ever want to see a first baseman making highlight catches, and that's only because I want to see good throws to that first baseman, and that's really where those plays start. You can say, oh, well, he made an error, didn't catch a ball, but on each one of those, he stretched out almost on the ground trying to make a play, and that's a result of a throw not getting to him. As far as I'm concerned, that's one of the most important things in the game of baseball, throwing the ball to first base.
Oh, yeah.
And we see a good one there from the third baseman as they're warming up.
As coming up to bat for the Bastrop Bears, it's going to be number 14, Reagan Nielsen, the designated hitter, and he's batting for Owen Boone, who is at second base. And then that takes us back to the top of the order with Reagan Hibbs and Conley Bodine, who Bodine made an excellent play at shortstop to end the inning. Strong arm from the shortstop down to first base.
Anyone with the last name Boone gets my respect. Growing up, one of my great childhood heroes was Daniel Boone and Davy Crockett. So if your last name's Boone or Crockett, I'm gonna give you your due, and I'm gonna have high expectations.
Well, I'm pretty sure Boston Red Sox fans are really not fond of the name Boone. As what they call it, Aaron freaking Boone.
Yeah. Real nice throw back there to second base by Sam Studer and warm up right on the spot for a tag.
All right, we're going to get back into the action here in the bottom half of the third inning. Once again, Reagan Nielsen steps up to the plate and take it away, TD.
And Reagan Nielsen, another one of them sporting that awesome mullet. Pitch from Wheelan to Nielsen. Ooh, that one goes behind him. He lost the grip on that, and he smiles and gives a nod to the batter and says, hey, sorry, man, that one got away from me.
You've heard of the brush back pitch. How about the brush forward pitch?
And, well, and even as a batter, he said, if he wanted to hit me, he'd have hit me. No one throws it behind you on purpose, that's for sure. And that ball high and inside. Loving the dirty catcher's mitt. Makes for an exciting baseball game.
Oh, yeah, that
dust
pop
is
of the
flying
glove.
with every pitch, yeah. That's going to be 2 balls, no strikes to Nielsen. And there's a strike.
Yeah, right on the outside corner. And once again, another umpire that loves that outside corner.
And I wish we had CompuBox because I can tell you out of this, whole tournament, I bet 3/4 of strikes have been on the outside edge of that plate, which just shows all the pitchers showing great control. Another one behind Nielsen, rather.
Yeah.
He's like, man, maybe I should turn around bat lefty from the left batter's box. So 3 balls, 1 strike to Nielsen. And that's going to be ball 4, and he'll walk. Coach telling me leadoff walk always scores. We'll keep an eye on that one.
And that'll bring up the leadoff hitter, number 7, Reagan Hibbs, who lined out to the second baseman to start the game off. We'll start the batting up, starting the batting for the Bastrop Bears, the bottom half of the first.
Great job there by the first baseman. Looking like the runner there wanted to go. First baseman kind of throwing himself out there in his field of vision so that he could not see the pitch as it crossed the plate, and kind of made his mind up for him. So ball 1 there to Hibbs.
And great job. Not only that, as a first baseman steps out to get in front of the runner at first base, you know, any contact with the bat, the runner's not going to be able to see what's going on until the ball gets in the air.
That's the defensive equivalent of that when you got a runner on second, that ball's hit hard to shortstop, and that runner pauses in front of the shortstop till the ball almost hits him and then gets out of the way, which we have seen some players from Lockhart do a couple of times, which is, you know, not only is it a heads-up play, but it's a pretty brave play, too, because you're out there. If you get hit by that ball, you're definitely out.
Yeah.
So you got to kind of hang tough there and then get out of the way at the last second.
And up to the plate is going to be Conley Bodine, who singled in the first inning and scored on a an RBI double by Hamilton.
Swung on hard and chopped foul.
And after Hibbs got hit by the pitch, he's at first base. So Nielsen at second, Hibbs at first. I want to welcome Andy Hamilton checking into the ball game on the broadcast, that is. And that one's going to go off the backside of Bodine, and that'll load the bases up.
So that's 2 hit batters in a row and a walk for Whelan, who, you know, looked pretty good in the first and second. Didn't get close to really either of those things.
Well, in the second inning, knocked down the Bears 1-2-3 in the bottom half of the second. Now facing the first 3 batters, 1 walk and 2 hit by pitch.
So Sarge, what's the rule for you? You know, when your pitcher's hitting some batters, how many do you let them hit before you come out and have the talk with them and say, hey?
Well, it depends what the score is.
Yeah.
No, at that time, you know, 2 in a row, definitely. The coach wants to go out there. And, you know, Whelan's done a great job so far. You know, 2 batters, he's walked 3 in a row. Of course, 2 of them been hit by pitch. But, you know, Whelan's still a type of pitcher that can really come back and bounce back from this and get the next batters out.
It's kind of weird how it goes from throwing all those strikes to all of a sudden hitting some batters and walking. Maybe he just needs a fresh baseball.
Yeah, and bases are going to be loaded with Nielsen at third, Hibbs at second, Bodine at first. And that's going to bring up number 1, Mason McClanahan, who reached on an error and scored in the first inning.
First pitch to McClanahan, low and outside for ball 1.
And with no outs, the Bastrop Bears could be looking to break this thing open.
Well, and if he was on the take, he got his strike, so he'll switch up now and probably go to swinging. I'm the coach. I'm saying, come on, wind. Come on, wind. 1-1 pitch. That one inside.
I'm going to check my records real quick. And if I'm correct, Bodine, he was hit by a pitch to lead off the game in the first inning. His first at bat against the Del Valle Cardinals. So again, hit by the pitch twice in 1 day.
Bodine diving back into first. Throw wide. Going to make it to the fence. That's going to score 1. It's going to score 2. And just like Coach Holt told us, the leadoff walk scored and the first hit batter scored. So definitely got the baseball whisperer sitting here to my right.
Oh, yeah, and Bastrop's going to retake the lead 4-3.
Coach, consult the old crystal ball and tell me what's coming next.
Yeah, Mason McClanahan still at the plate looking at 2 balls, 1 strike. Swing and a miss for strike 2 for McClanahan.
Yeah, Bastrop able to put 2 runs up on the board and get a batter over to third. And as Coach is telling me,
not one hit.
Yeah, they really didn't have to do much to earn it. Coming on hit batters and an errant throw to first base.
All the batters for the Bastrop Bears had to do was take a walk and wear 2 of them.
Well, and I tell you, we saw some pretty clean baseball from St. Andrews yesterday. Today, 3 errors so far in the game. And as we've seen throughout this tournament, those will definitely affect the outcome of the game, as it has in almost every game that we've seen.
And I believe we're looking at a 3-2 pitch.
And strike 3 is going to bring up 1 out.
And that, believe it or not, that's going to be the first strikeout of the game for either team, either pitcher.
And that's going to bring in Wyatt Hamilton once again, who I believe we saw Andy Hamilton tuning in. Not sure the relation, but I'm
Wyatt
sure
Hamilton. Yeah, Wyatt Hamilton got a RBI double in the first inning.
Suicide squeeze, bunt. And another errant, well, not an errant throw. That's an error on the first baseman as that ball was in his glove. And he's going to get a triple. Oh, no, he's going to be going back second. That ball found its way under the fence or over.
He's going to get his way to third base. They're going to call him.
So from the suicide squeeze to a bunt, and it's going to be turned into a double. Goodness gracious, starting to get weird here, Sarge. And I don't think you probably couldn't have called that one, Coach. That's like lightning striking out there. And they are going to give him third base. Yeah. Back and forth we go.
Definitely, that's going to be an error on the first base. The pitcher really sent a rocket down the first base, but it was right there in the middle of the first baseman and just unable to hang on to it.
He found the old hole in the glove. Yeah. Well, I guess it depends. Yeah, because he definitely wasn't past second base. Yeah.
All right, so we're playing musical bases.
Right, and then it passed,
Yeah, playing musical bases right now, and Hamilton will go back to second base, but he will reach on an error, and that'll bring up the pitcher for the Bastrop Bears, Elijah Vaquera, who flew out to end the first inning. So the Bastrop Bears lead 5-3.
Wheelan checks the runner at second a couple times. Wheelan to the plate. That ball fouled off to the left-hand side for Vaquera. Going to bring it to no balls, 1 strike for the count. Coach, you'll have to be careful giving us so many tips or you're liable to become a permanent member of the Lions Pride Sports broadcast. You might have to deal with that scoreboard even more.
Yeah, we're hoping to have the guru with us next year as Coach Amato Galvez will be looking to join the broadcast crew and get us a coach's viewpoint during the game.
That one low and outside to Vaquera. Going to bring up 3 balls, 1 strike. Wheelan falling behind in the count to the batter. Runner out there on second.
And Jonathan Boone chimes in, says Bodine has been hit by pitch 5 times so far during the tournament. Way to wear it. Go Bears.
Oh, the baseball magnet. I don't know if that's good luck or bad luck, Sarge. I mean,
I don't know.
Look at it either way, I guess.
I know we had a young man who's on the junior varsity team, one Tanner Castillo, and it seemed like every game he was hit by the pitch at least 1 time.
Well, I guess it really depends if it's a curveball or a fastball, whether it's good luck or not. 3-2, full count here. That one chopped foul.
Staying alive.
Back into the right.
That's Elijah Vaquera staying alive. Only 1 out. Hamilton at second base.
Tabola, the on-deck batter for Bastrop. Vaquera, lefty up in there. A little bit of a shift going. Second baseman's shaded good bit over towards first.
And that's going to be high and inside. And that'll be ball 4.
And Whelan struggling a little bit on the mound for St. Andrews. He's hit 2 batters, now walked 3. Yeah, but he does, I believe he does have 1 strikeout.
He has 1 walk, 2 hit batsmen.
2 walks. That's the second walk.
The second walk,
yeah.
1 strike, 1 strikeout. And up to bat's going to be Tabola.
And Tabola fouls that one off. First baseman might have a chance and misses it by about 3 feet.
So the baseball, following the COVID guideline rules on that play. Staying 6 feet away from the glove.
Tabola gets a signal from his third base coach. Swung on hard and fouled to the left-hand side. Tabola just a little bit ahead of that one. One out in this inning on a strikeout. And the runner caught off the base for a second time. A little bit of slyness there by the runners. He said, "I think I can move this way and use the
Yes.
umpire as a blocker there."
Now, a little bit of advice to the pitcher Whelan. Instead of running over towards the third base side, he could have hooked around the umpire, coming around the second side, forcing
him into the pit.
forcing Hamilton to make his decision to go to third base. It's
And
like,
that's
don't
the
let the runner make the decision. You make the decision for him.
That's the second time we've seen that, and another high pitch behind the batter. Yeah, and I guess that kind of rings true as to how you don't want to chunk the ball behind the runner, at least not very often. That one fouled into the screen. As Tabola battling tough in there, fouling several balls off.
Well, his first plate appearance back in the second inning, he reached on base with a hit, but then was doubled up to end the inning.
So 1 ball, 2 strikes to Tabola. And that one hit hard to the third baseman, not able to field it. Makes the out at third and the out at second. So for the 3rd inning in a row, we get to see a double play here.
It almost looked like Tabola had stopped running, thinking that the third baseman had made the catch. But, of course, the third baseman didn't make the catch. It went in and out of his glove.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, is why you run through the bag.
And that was Jacob Garcia able to recover from that, pick the ball up, tag third base, and fire it down to first for a double play to end the inning.
I told a story yesterday about the late Roger Taylor teaching me to hit a curveball. He also used to say, "Are you a fortune teller?" He'd say, "No." He said, "Well, then you keep running through that base because you don't know if they're going to drop it or not." And we're still going to have Vaquera on the mound for Bastrop.
All right, we're looking at Bastrop Bears 5, St. Andrews 3. As my wife's trying to get up underneath the camera, as she's going to be sitting right in front of us to work the Kent Riddle property scoreboard.
You got a second camera I can set up right here, Sarge? We're going to break out our
There's going to be a
second one
hidden
for
camera.
football. Tell you what, Sarge, that's a heck of a label you got on your coffee cup there.
Oh, yeah, this is going to be some information we're going to talk about. Of course, during the varsity game, the Lions game here at 4:30, we're going to have a special guest. It's going to be the man to our right, Coach Hull, the head coach for the junior varsity baseball team. We're going to put him on the spot.
That's right. That's right. We have an all-exclusive expose coming
Yes.
on Coach Hall here in the next game. We'll ask him questions dating back into his teens and 20s.
Oh, yeah. I've already tracked down your past Twitter account and we're gonna ask him how was Babe Ruth really that drunk when he played baseball? All right, we're gonna get ready to start the top of the fourth inning.
I did not see Babe Ruth play, but I did see Roberto.
Sam Studer's gonna be stepping up to the plate and take it away. TD.
Studer got on base last time he was up. I believe he hit a double. Is that right?
Hey, he got a double and scored also.
Yeah, Studer catching for St. Andrews today. That first pitch, a ball outside.
No, a strike.
Or a strike.
Swing and a miss.
And that one popped up, and that's going to put him behind 2 in the count. Yeah, sorry if I miss one now and then. There's a bit of a 6-inch pole in between me and the batter. So every now and then I lean the wrong way and don't catch it. 0-2 pitch outside through the other batter's box.
This one, the inning there really got St. Andrews out of a jam. Because they had big innings getting all over it.
And that one catching the outside edge, and that's going to be a strikeout for Vaquera. And it's something that just makes me laugh that we've seen so many times in this tournament. We get a strikeout with no one on base, and they try to go around the horn, and I don't know that we've seen a successful around the horn, and that's got to drive you crazy if you're a coach. Yeah, the instinct's always to fire that ball down there, too, out of excitement. They got to start soft tossing that around the horn.
Oh, yeah.
Told to count 1 ball, no strikes. And this is Wesley, who does not have a last name.
Wes Albin.
And that one low and outside. They'll bring the count to 3 balls, no strikes. And you got to think with Dirty 30, he'll be leaving that bat on his shoulder. And there's a strike, but Albin did not think so. He wanted to head down to first base, but he'll have to wait.
That was the 3-0 close enough.
That one outside, and that'll get him down to first base. And that'll bring up
Reese Carter.
Yep, Reese Carter.
The right fielder for the St. Andrews Highlanders. So far, not a bad job done by both pitchers. Elijah Vaquera for the Bastrop Bears and Charlie Whelan for the St. Andrews Highlanders. Of course, Whelan started off the third inning a little bit shaky, walking 1 and then hitting the next 2.
First pitch, an off-speed pitch outside that Carter chases for strike 1. Ball had some wiggle on it. A bit of a knuckleball.
St. Andrews was very fortunate last inning to only give up 3 runs.
That ball hit hard down the left field line. It's going to be fair, and it's going to bounce into the corner. Right fielder has trouble getting a handle on it. Throws it in to the shortstop, passes him. Third baseman corralled it. And, boy, that ball covered an oil or something because the Bastrop Bears unable to get a handle on it there. That sucker squirting out of every glove and hand it touched on that play until it went back to the pitcher. And that's going to be a stand-up double for the young man, Reese Carter.
Well,
And
that's going to put
bring back to the top of the lineup again. So both teams getting through their lineups rather quickly. Couple times.
Yeah, this will be Aiden Madoff's third time at the bat. He's 2-2 so far with 2 singles.
And he catches a hold of one and pushes it out to center.
That should score
Both
Wes
runners
Albin.
are going to tag up. They're going to go for the throw at third. Not quite enough on it, but, man, he threw that from way back there, pretty close to the fence. Fine throw by the young man. Well, that's one of those throws that hurts my shoulder, watching him throw it.
And Wes Albin will score on the tag, while Reese Carter will advance to third base on the throw.
And St. Andrews closes the gap to 1 run after, really fortunate to get out of that last inning with St. Andrews after everything they had happen in that inning, giving up several unearned runs and 2 hit batters, walk. Just kind of got a little ugly there in the last inning, and then the third baseman really doing his team a big favor, getting them out of it with a double play. St. Andrews now thanking him by putting one up on the board. Left fielder here playing about 10 feet off the fence. That one ball outside. Be 2 balls, no strikes to the batter.
And the Bastrop Bears did score 3 in the bottom half of the third.
That ball in the dirt getting past the catcher. Runner will head for home, and Whelan will score to tie the game up here in the top of the 4th inning. So great job here by St. Andrews to fight back after a rough end of the 3rd inning that they had.
And that'll be Reese Carter scoring from third base, and that ties it up.
And with the wind that's moved in, the field's dried out quite a bit, and those little dust up sure are throwing some dirt up into the air. We've seen a pretty moist field over the last 2 days. Looks like it's finally drying out a little bit.
I'm very happy that wind's blowing in from the southwest, because if not, that dust will be coming right back at us.
And the first pitch to Whelan. That was Reese Carter scoring, by the way, not Whelan. Whelan is now at bat. 3 balls, 1 strike. And Whelan giving a little bit back to his team, holding off of them and getting a walk, getting on base.
And we're going to be seeing number 9, Jacob Garcia, for the 2nd time up. He hit and scored in the 1st inning and ended the 2nd inning with a double play ball.
Tell you what,
to the shortstop.
Garcia's playing baseball, but he's got a little bit of a football player's build. Broad in the shoulders and thick in the legs. Runner goes. Comebacker, and that's going to get the runner all the way to third base and also going to allow, that's going to allow Garcia to head for second. And just like that, St. Andrews puts 2 in scoring position with the game tied up here in the top of the 4th inning, 5-5.
As Whelan makes his way all the way around to third base, and Jacob Garcia with the single and advances the second on the throw to third. That went over the head of the third baseman.
And Elijah Vaquera, putting an all right game together so far, but starting to give up some hits here to these Highlanders.
And steps up to the plate, Cole Nasconi, who has flown out to third base and flown out to the first baseman, his first 2 plate appearances.
And that off-speed pitch just a little bit high for ball 1. That'll bring up the big man on deck, Malcolm Burns, for St. Andrews, who has just been clobbering the ball. Nasconi pops that one up high and over the backstop. Hopefully not too close to my truck.
Well, as you do know, during the regular season for the Lockhart Lions, we do have the Child's Truck Banger.
That's right. I forgot about that.
You get a dent at a baseball game, Childs says you take it over to Childs Paint and Body Shop, let them know that it's the Childs Truck Banger, and he'll take 10% off.
Do you think I could tell him where my wife backed into a tree was a foul ball?
Just depends.
In her defense, that tree did jump right out in front of her, so she couldn't avoid it.
So Nasconi's going to be down in the count. 1 ball, 2 strikes with 2 outs. 2 runners on the base pad. Garcia at third, Whelan at third, Garcia at second.
And that pitch widen outside, going to bring the count to 2-2. And see, Sarge, I can say that with confidence because my wife is not a baseball fan, so I don't have to worry about her tracking me down on the broadcast. Yeah, we've seen some of the pitches from Vaquera getting a little more outside. That ball hit to second base, fielded clean. Going to get the put out at first. And in the inning, St. Andrews able to score 3 in that one to even the game up. And we got ourselves a ball game here. And what seemed like Bastrop early seemed like they may start to kind of push out and run away with it, but St. Andrews doing a great job to close the gap.
And when we come back, we're going to have Austin Tabola, who's going to be back up at the plate as he was at the bat when the third out was made, followed up by number 2, Luke Williams.
And that's the second time that's happened to Tabola, where he's been left standing in the batter's box and
Jason
gets another chance to come out with a fresh count.
The number 19, Jaden Hensley, will be coming up, the first baseman. And we're going to take a quick timeout and run through a commercial spot, and we'll be right back for more action here for game number 13 between the St. Andrew Highlanders and the Bastrop Bears here on the Lions Pride Sports broadcast.
Let Bryan Enterprises Family Entertainment be your one-stop shop for your party entertainment needs. If you're in need of balloon twisters, face painters, or bounce houses, just give them a call at 512-846-3334. If you're looking to rent a mascot costume or to hire a children's performer to appear as a superhero, princess, or one of their 85 other merry mascots, reach out to them. Bryan Enterprises Family Entertainment has been entertaining families in Caldwell County for 2 decades. Bozo the Hozo, the Christian Clown, the first entertainer for the company, has entertained thousands at the Lockhart Chisholm Trail Roundup Parade over the years. Family entertainment and family engagement are 2 phrases that are a part of Bryan Enterprises' core values. Whether it's motivational speaking at school assemblies, or writing children's books, or training personnel to engage fathers in the community, children and families are always at the heart of this organization. To find out more about Bryan Enterprises, feel free to check them out on social media or visit their website at bryant-enterprises.com.
All right, we got a tie game here in the bottom of the 4th. We got a baseball game here, folks. And Whelan's still going to be on the mound for St. Andrews. And that's going to be a first pitch ball.
I'm surprised Tambola's not at the plate. It's Luke Williams that's at the plate right now.
Yeah, and I do wonder because Tabola was definitely up to bat when that last out was made. And it was not on him. But, you know, sometimes things get missed. And if no one says anything, they just continue playing.
Mm-hmm. So that'll be a ground out to shortstop for Williams. And once again, the shortstop, Aiden Madoff, with a nice scoop and throw. And that'll bring up number 19, Jaden Hensley, up to the plate, the first baseman. He popped up to the third baseman, his first time up at bat.
And Hensley takes that one for his first strike. Hensley, another big boy that looks like he's got
It's the 19th hit, but number 7 just hit. But it was supposed to be 2.
it was 2. Oh, that one.
A hot shot to the third baseman.
Oh, you
Man,
can
that'll
tell
be an error.
Jacob Garcia not happy with that one. You could see it in his body language. Almost angry with the ball. How dare you?
And that'll bring up the designated hitter, number 14, Reagan Nielsen. And this will be his second time up at the bat. He walked his first time up and scored.
And Garcia's had a couple of those where he struggled to get a handle on the ball. Whelan's first pitch to Nielsen is going to be ball. And the ball gets away from him on the throw back to the catcher. Shortstop there to get it back to him. That one almost able to be classified as a wild pitch. Catcher doing a great job with a jumping catch over the head of the batter. Sam Studer getting up there in the air.
Well, I do want to give a big shout out to my beautiful wife who's running the Kent Riddle Property scoreboard right here in front of us. Keeping up with the stats for all you fans that are out there watching the broadcast.
So Whelan kind of continued to struggle a bit, starting this batter off with 3 balls. And there's a wild pitch that gets away from the catcher.
And Reagan Nielsen will earn his second walk of the game. As we're going to get right back to the top of the order, number 7, Reagan Hibbs steps up into the plate.
And just a light bit of drizzle coming down. I'll just go, make it go away. That ball hit hard into left center field. Center fielder's got a pretty good beat on it. He's going to make the catch. Runner will not tag up as he's plenty shallow to make that throw to third base. So that's going to be 2 outs now.
And that'll bring up Conley Bodine. As we mentioned earlier, he's been hit by the pitch 5 times so far in this tournament. And I'm pretty sure he's going to be looking to hit the ball back. As he got a single in the first inning and hit by a pitch in the third inning and scored twice.
I tell you what, Sarge, these guys got more style in one arm with a glove and a sleeve than we had on our whole uniforms. Swinging hard at that one is Bodine for a strike.
Then again, back in the day, the only sleeve you wore was the long sleeve shirt you had underneath your shirt, your game t-shirt.
0-1 count here to Bodine in the bottom of the 4th.
And once again, the pitcher with the nifty move.
Bobbing and weaving.
Yeah, I tell you what, Charlie Whelan got some nice move to second base. Haven't seen much of it to first, but he's already caught 2 runners, only being able to get 1 out at second base.
That ball hit hard into left field. Left fielder going to back up, make a great catch. And that's going to get him out of the inning. Once again, St. Andrews, you know, putting some runners on bases, but the defense really out there playing behind their pitcher, doing a great job to get themselves out of the inning. And that's going to be the 3rd putout out there for Malcolm Burns. So big man doing a great job out there in left field.
And that's going to do it for the 4th inning as things remain tied at the moment with St. Andrews coming up to bat to start the top of the 5th inning. And when we come back, it'll be number 31, Malcolm Burns, followed by number 8, Noah Gorlick. And batting third will be Sam Suter, and we're going to be right back after a couple of commercial breaks here on the Lions Pride Sports broadcast.
If you're in need of mechanical care, take your vehicle to Car Care Automotive, located at 1313 North Colorado Street in Lockhart, Texas. Owner and head mechanic Alex Juarez will give your vehicle the care it needs to get back on the road. Alex has over 30 years of mechanic work and is ASE certified. Whether your vehicle is gas or diesel, Bring it to Car Care Automotive or call 512-668-4555 to schedule a visit. Mention that you heard this ad on the Lions Pride Sports broadcast and get a free oil change with your automotive repair. If you're ready to wait fast, reach out to the Tim Torres Fitness Facebook page and chat with Tim. Tim has helped thousands of people all over the world in person and online through his mobile app and custom meal plans. So contact Tim Torres via Facebook and start losing weight today. Just look for Tim Torres Fitness on Facebook.
And we are right back for the start of the 5th inning as things are tied up here at Lockhart Lions Baseball Field for game number 13 of the Lockhart Lions Varsity Baseball Tournament. And we have the St. Andrew Highlanders versus the Bastrop Bears as we head over to the top of the 5th inning. And the Highlanders are going to have their turn up at bat. And starting things off for the Highlanders is going to be number 31, Malcolm Burns at the plate. My name is Middle Sergeant Waters, giving you the color commentary for this game. I'm going to turn it over to TD Tom Dunn with the call.
And they don't score many TDs out there on this field, but they do score runs. And that's going to be ball one to Malcolm Burns, who's been playing out in left field. We saw him batting as a DH yesterday. Oh, maybe we have to change it to home run done for these. That ball inside. Yeah, and it almost feels like the big man may be due. You know, he's gotten some big hits. But with that wind blowing, oh, man, just misses that one. And he drives it out in the left field, and that's going to get him a base hit. But I tell you what, you know, just a hair away from catching that one just right. And
oh, yeah, and that's going to bring up Noah Gorlick, number 8, the second baseman. It'll be his third time up at the plate. He flew out both times in his plate appearances.
And the left fielder definitely kind of feeling the same thing we are as he's playing with his back just about up against the fence out there, ready to try to rob one if it's close. He'll definitely be able to get to the fence. Fence out here in Lockhart, 8 feet tall on the sides. And I believe it's going to go probably 11 feet out there in the middle. Maybe 12.
Yeah, I say about 11. I went to try and dunk it over the fence, and I was about a foot short.
I thought you were going to say you barely made it.
No, I was about a foot short of dunking it. So,
ha! Maybe you were a foot off the ground. And that pitch is going to be ball 2.
That sounds about right.
The St. Andrews dugout making
Runner's
a lot of
going.
noise for their batter. Throw down coming. Oh, and runner does just like he's supposed to, getting a little piece of the second baseman. Once again, the center fielder there to make sure it doesn't turn into anything worse and give the big man a stolen base.
Oh, yeah.
Rumble, big man, rumble. Love it. And, you know, I believe, yeah, that's right. Last night in the game, we saw him hit a triple where the big man hit 5th gear around in second and barely made it to a stop as he came into third. And that's going to be a hit batter.
Hit on a 3-0 pitch.
And I think that's the first hit batter for this side of the ball for Elijah Vaquera.
That sure is.
Vaquera just quietly making his way through this game. You know, nothing flashy, not a whole lot of mistakes either from him. Just, like I said.
He's only registered 1 strikeout in the game so far, but like you said, it's been a quiet pitcher performance.
Yeah, workmanlike performance. Yep.
Yeah.
We're not screaming his name over burning people down, but we're also not telling you how he's doing poorly walking folks either. So,
no, he's got a lot of flyouts to his credit, though. So, you know, flyouts just as almost as good as a strikeout. Just doesn't go down in the books as a K.
That's going to be Sam Suter back in there again for his 3rd time.
And he doubled his first time and scored and then struck out in the 4th inning, which is a lone strikeout under Vaquera's belt today.
chases that one in the dirt for strike one. Couldn't quite hold off of it. Big man probably has a fine golf swing, though, as that one was way down there. Runners on first and second for St. Andrews here. Big man off to a healthy lead, and he's heading for third. And he's going to be into third. Give the big man another stolen base. I have a new favorite baseball player, and his name is Malcolm Burns.
I was going to be looking at a 2-1 pitch, and I tell you what, TD, we're about to hit the 1 hour mark in this ball game, and we're already in the top of the fifth. We're probably going to be seeing 7 innings. And it'll probably be the second game that would have gone to 7 in this Lockhart Lions Varsity Baseball Tournament.
All right, there's only one thing left to do, and that's to send
home.
Burns on the suicide squeeze. Just send him. He's a big enough boy, too. If I was catcher, I'd get out of his way. That one fouled off, bringing the count to 2 balls, 1 strike for Suter.
2-2.
2-2.
Excuse me, 30 more minutes. The game's been gone for an hour and a half. My bad.
Suter hanging tough, fighting off pitches.
That's right. Thanks for the correction, Coach. Game started at 2 p.m., so we're in an hour and a half right now. 90 minutes of baseball time, still with in the top of the fifth.
That one ball outside.
Full count.
Great attempt there by Tobola to try to frame that one up, but it's kind of hard when you got to frame it 8 or 10 inches.
Yeah.
But to his credit, still trying. That ball gets away from Tobola, and the big man is going to score. And a little bit of an awkward deal there as that ball went towards the on-deck circle, and there was 2 balls sitting on the on-deck pad.
Yeah, you got to figure out which one to pick up. Just get them both and throw them.
He did. He got the right one.
So that's going to put runners on the corner. Noah Gorlick will be at third, while Sam Suter will be at first base.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, still no outs here.
Highlanders retake the lead.
Well, Sarge, as the old movie says, there can be only one.
And that'll bring up number 11, Wes Aubin. Runner goes from first to second. No throw down to second base.
Great job by the third baseman to show his hops and keep a handle on that ball and avoid disaster, because surely if that ball gets past them, they're scoring 1, maybe 2 with how deep the left fielder's playing. It would definitely take him a minute to get over there to back the third baseman up. So playing with fire a little bit there for Bastrop.
Yeah, Suter advances second base, and Gorlick is still at first.
Whew, that one just missing.
And we do got the infielders playing up on the grass, looking for a sharp line drive or a grounder to any of the anywhere in the infield to get the out at home, just in case they try to make an attempt to get there.
Well, and all the outfield playing deep, and so with the infield up this far, anything that gets through the infield and touches the grass in the outfield is going to score 2 runs. And probably going to end up turning into a double as well, as they'll certainly be trying to get the run at home, or the out at home. So that's going to be 3 balls, 1 strike to Albin.
And if Aubin gets on base, we got Reese Carter, who's 2 for 2 so far in the batter's box.
I'm going to help myself out here, Sarge.
And there he goes, and Wes Aubin will reach base. That'll be his second walk of the game. And that brings up to the plate number 23, Reese Carter, the right fielder. And there's going to be a moment on the pitcher's mound, but the bases will be loaded. Aubin at first, Suter at second, Gorlick at third.
And it's a pivotal moment in this game for Bastrop. as they've got to do whatever they can do to get out of this inning, and you're almost certainly probably going to get one more to score here, which is going to stretch the lead to 2. And as we're late in this game with only 30 minutes left, boy, they're really going to have to stiffen up here on defense for Bastrop. Maybe get lucky, get into a double play. They could sure use it.
And it looks like they're going to stay with Elijah Vaquera up on the mound. And with nobody out, the bases are loaded.
And they're going to definitely return back to their normal playing positions. Second base and short drop back to the edge of the dirt. Even gaps all the way around. Ball breaking inside for a ball. 1 ball, no strikes to Reese Carter.
And once again, Reese Carter is 2 for 2. Got a single in the second, doubled and scored in the fourth. And almost right down the third baseline.
I tell you what, I'm looking under the desk here. I think the coach has got a crystal ball. It's like watching Tony Romo call a football game where he tells you the play that's coming and who they're giving it to and which gap he's going to go through, because the coach definitely has the answers. Off-speed pitch, gets him swinging.
That was a great pitch by Vaquera right there.
That ball looper into right field, base hit. Looks like we're going to score 2. Oh, yep, they did hold him at third. Still nobody out and bases loaded here in the bottom of the 5th inning. St. Andrews scoring 2 in this round, taking it from a tie to a 2-run lead.
And an RBI single for Reese Carter.
One down on that play, and then they scored one earlier.
And Vaquera hanging tough in there with bases loaded. Oh, almost hits a batter. Ball gets past the catcher. Runner's going to score.
That's Gorlick. Oh, that's a. That's a courtesy runner.
Yep.
Matthews.
Knox Matthews came in as a courtesy runner, and he makes his way around the bases and scores another one for St. Andrews Highlanders. So the Highlanders turn it around, and, when it felt at one point there in the third, like Bastrop may do this and start to run away, St. Andrews has now done that. So this is also, it's a great time for a coach to, get a feel of how does your pitcher deal with some adversity. And
that's going to be popped up to the second baseman.
And it's a great chance to see how the young man fights. Leave him in there on the mound, keep him throwing, and see if he can work his way out of a tight jam. And that one helps him out as they get 1 out, and now there are only runners on first and second base.
And that was Aiden Madoff with the fly out to second. And that brings up Charlie Whelan, the pitcher for the Highlanders, up to the plate.
I'd love to get confirmation on his name. It's Welland. We're assuming Wheeland. Let us know if we're saying that one wrong. We'll get it straightened out as well.
Swinging on the first pitch for strike 1.
That one way outside. Another great job by Tabola to get way out there and get that glove on that ball, and really saved a run for Bastrop with that simple catch there.
The power of the mullet.
The power of the
Man,
mullet
he's rocking it
compels
too.
you.
Yeah, he's rocking it.
That ball hit into short center field. Going to make it out there. Going to get a catch. Runner will tag up and head for home. Ball going to be cut off by the pitcher. And St. Andrews is going to score another one, extending their lead to 4 runs here in the top of the 5th inning over the Bastrop Bears.
I don't know if I would have cut that one off, TD. I think I would have let that go through since the runner was still standing on second base. Why not let that ball go through, and if it's not there in time, give the catcher an opportunity to throw it down to third just in case the runner would have tried to advance.
Well, I can also understand the move by the young pitcher going, if I just get a hold of this, I know there will be no more bleeding, and that at least only that 1 run will score. With some of the wild stuff we've seen here late in the game, can't really blame him for just wanting to say, give me that ball.
Right.
Stop everything right now. The 1-0 pitch. Catching the outside corner. To bring the count to an even 1-1. Jacob Garcia up to bat again for St. Andrews. How's he looking on the day so far,
This is his
Sarge?
4th time up to bat. He's 2 for 3. 2 singles and hit into a double play to end the 2nd inning.
Well, we saw some pretty consistent offense from him at the plate yesterday, getting on base just about every time he came up. So I'm really liking him as a player just in general. Seems to be very, very consistent, very utilitarian.
And he did score in the 1st inning as well.
1-1 pitch on the way. It's going to be a ball outside in the dirt. He's going to get a piece of that one. That's going to be a foul ball. So that'll go as a strike against him. That's 1 ball and 2 strikes, I believe, the count. We'll see if we can catch it from the umpire between the next pitch. And that one widen outside. We're going to go with 2-2 until we see different from the blue.
Full count.
Full count.
3 balls, 2 strikes.
Well, I'll tell you what, we got 3 different methods of keeping the pitch count here, and all 3 of them off on that one. Strike 3, and Bastrop finally gets out of the inning after allowing 4 to score there in the top of the 5th, going from a tie ball game to a 9-5 ball game. So Bastrop will have their chance at the plate when we come back.
And I tell you, Elijah Bucketta gets a 2nd out. And go ahead, Tom, take us out.
Well, you're watching, you're not watching Lockhart baseball. You're watching Bastrop and St. Andrews baseball on Lions Pride Sports Broadcast. And we'll be back here in just a moment after this quick ad.
Hazel are proud supporters of the community by sponsoring youth league programs, T-Ball Express, Boys Junior League, Boys Coach Pitch, and Girls Coach Pitch teams. Established in 1978 by George Hazlett, Hazlett Drilling Incorporated was formed to provide quality water drilling service to farms and surrounding ranches. As the company grew, so did the spectrum of services to meet the growing needs of dedicated customers. Today, Hazlett Drilling is the leading water well, oil, and gas drilling company, known for quality work and one-on-one customer service. Hazlett Drilling and Supply is located at 915 Old McMahon Road in Lockhart, Texas, or you can call 512-398-6682.
All right, and we are back here on the Lions Pride Sports broadcast for the bottom half of the 5th inning as the Highlanders break it open in the top half of the 5th and score 4 runs to take the lead 9-5 over the Bastrop Bears. Stepping up for the Bears to lead things off is going to be number 1, Mason McClanahan. I'm Emilio Sarge Waters, bringing you all the color commentary for this game. And on the call for this one is TD Tom Dunn. And going to send it back over to you, Tom, and take it away.
Thank you, Sarge. I tell you what, these kids, man, so not only are they sporting the mullets, they're also going a la 80s with half buttoned up jerseys. Everyone's showing their chest. If I'm a coach, I'm telling them, button that crap up. All right, first pitch at the bottom of the fifth. It's going to be a ball high to Mason McClanahan. What we got McClanahan doing so far today?
McClanahan has been up twice, reached on an error in the first and scored, and then struck out in the third inning. Looking at this one for ball one inside. Or ball two, excuse me.
What do you do with 4-run lead? Get behind the first hitter.
2 balls, no strikes to McClanahan. Pitch on the way. That one's going to be low, and for ball 3.
And still on the mound is Charlie Whelan for the St. Andrews.
And kind of the same situation I was talking about for Bastrop. You know, Whelan has struggled at times, and really the defense getting behind him, and then the offense helping him back to get the lead again in this game. But even though he's struggling a bit, Coach elected to leave him in, let the young man face some adversity, and just get a good idea of how he fights back. He walks that batter, putting McClanahan over there on first and bringing Wyatt Hamilton up to bat.
And Wyatt Hamilton's 1 for 1 so far. He doubled in the first inning.
And Hamilton is the cleanup batter for Bastrop.
And reached on base on an error in the third inning.
Oh. Bit of a miscommunication there as Whelan was looking over at first base when the catcher threw him the ball. Luckily, he threw it out wide, not at his head. Attempted pickoff play. Not in time.
Nice job by McClanahan to get back in time. Got a shout out from our luchador, Rosario Rodriguez. Says, Emilio and Tom, keep up the great work. Thank you very much, and we look forward to catching your AWR event on March 13th from El Rey Oyster Bar and Crawfish and Oyster Bar here in Lockhart, Texas. Live professional wrestling coming to you live. And it's going to be an exciting night. Of course, UTD is going to be in the ring once again. Not competing, but as a ring announcer.
I was going to say, don't get me in over my head, Sarge. Those are some big fellas. Ooh, swinging hard on the inside pitch. Runner goes to second. Makes it in there uncontested. And Bastrop's going to have a runner in scoring position, looking to gnaw into this 4-point lead of St. Andrews. Clock ticking away on him as this game did start at 2 o'clock.
And we are right around the 14-minute mark left to play.
Another inside ball swung on and fouled sky high. Oh, and almost a beautiful play coming over the rail from the third baseman. Just couldn't quite get a glove on it as Jacob Garcia has struggled getting that ball cleanly into his glove here in this game today. And, you know, clearly a bit frustrated, but we saw him play some really consistent ball yesterday. And each one of the struggles that he has had has been one of those things, half inch one way, half inch the other. So not making huge errors, just can't seem to get a firm grip on that ball with his glove. So the cleanup batter, Hamilton, 1 ball, 2 strikes for Bastrop. Runner on second base. Hamilton reaches out for that one. Pitcher checks 3, goes 1. Runner does make it over to third base safely, so McClanahan's going to be 90 feet away from putting another one on the board for Bastrop and whittling into this St. Andrews 4-point lead. And that's going to give him 1 out here in the inning. And Elijah Vaquera is going to be up to the plate for Bastrop.
And he has flown out and walked.
And that's
two
going to
plate
also bring
appearances.
up Austin Tobola will be in the on-deck circle. Clanahan just a little lead there at third. That ball is going to fall in the gap in left center, and that's going to score McClanahan and get Elijah Vaquera to first base easily. And that's going to bring the catcher, Austin Tobola, in yet again.
And unofficially, I got him for one plate appearance. As I still feel he was skipped over. Either way, he got a base hit in the second inning, and here he comes back up to bat.
That ball behind him. So, man, we've now seen, I think that's probably the fourth or fifth pitch we've seen behind a batter, which it's a bit scary when you see the ball going behind the batter like that, especially when it starts happening more and more often. Imagine that's something happening with the grip on the ball. Pickoff attempt. Fake pickoff attempt. We'll watch closely as the coach is saying he's flirting with a balk by coming past that 45-degree angle before he turns. That ball blocked, but the runner going to get to second. Catcher still makes the throw. Good job by the second baseman to knock that one down and get it on the ground. But that's going to be Elijah Vaquera into second base handily. So Bastrop just, doing what they can to get on, and then we'll just steal our way around and then let the next guy drive us in. Pretty simple baseball tactics.
Oh, yeah.
And it's one of those things, too, until you stop it, you just keep doing it, See a ton in Little League. I'm taking second base first pitch every time until you show me that you can stop it. Chopper hit to the shortstop, and he beats it out. And that's the second slow rolling ball that he's hit that he's been able to beat out. The first one for a single. That one's going to get him over to double on an errant throw from the shortstop. So error is playing a part yet again in one of the games that we're seeing here. And that's going to score the pitcher for Bastrop. Elijah Vaquera scored on that play. That's going to close the gap to 2 runs. So Bastrop fighting back here at the plate. Definitely not laying down and playing dead. They want to get the win in this game.
They sure do. They're only down by 2 runs and only 1 out.
Once again, the kind of double clutch move catches the runner kind of no man's land out there. Tobola able to get back to the base as he's got a pretty quick reaction. And this is Reagan Hibbs up to bat for Bastrop.
That's Luke Williams.
For 7.
That's number 2, Luke Williams.
Number
at the
2,
plate.
okay.
And Little mishandling the ball, and out around comes Bastrop Bear runner.
Tobola is going to score, misses the plate, but goes back and touches it. And Luke Williams going to make it with a stand-up double there. Bastrop Bears dugout getting loud and proud over there as they close the gap a little bit closer, 8-7, whittling down that St. Andrews lead. Or 9-8,
Yeah, 9-8, and that's going to bring up number 19, Jaden Hensley, the first baseman. He's flown out to the third baseman and got a base hit in the 4th inning.
Woo! Just holding off that inside ball. One of those half defensive swings. Please don't let it hit my hands. Big man Jaden Hensley in there. Another one of those guys that looks like he's holding a toothpick. Another pickoff attempt, not in time to second.
Looking at an 0-1 count.
ball low and outside, evening up the count at 1-1. Ball gets away from the pitcher on the throwback from the catcher. Good job by shortstop to come over and corral it. And only one out here in the bottom of the 5th inning. So Bastrop still got a bit to work with. That ball low and inside, swung on and missed, but the runner's going to get over to third base. And the tying run is 90 feet away from the plate.
And that tying run has the name of Luke Williams. And this game suddenly has gotten back to an interesting state.
This is like riding a roller coaster. And we go talk to the umpire, say, hey, this thing ends up tied. Let's do some overtime.
That'd be nice, but we got the Lockhart Lions lined up to take on the St. Andrew Highlanders at 4:30.
Ooh, that's a hard fastball taken in the back of the shoulder by Jaden Hensley there, showing his toughness. That one hurt me.
Oh yeah, and that's going to bring up number 14, Reagan Nielsen, the designated hitter, and he's walked his both plate appearances and scored on the first walk in the bottom half of the 3rd inning, and then walked again in the 4th.
And Nielsen, the last batter in the lineup for Bastrop, so just about to the top of the order again.
Well, with only one out, we got Reagan Nielsen, and on deck's going to be Reagan Hibbs. So from one Reagan to another Reagan, and of course Conley Bodine patiently waiting in the hole. We have Luke Williams at 3rd, Jaden Hensley at 1st.
Barely a lead by either one of those. Then Hensley thinks he's going to get a jump. Looked like he would have gone if the pitch would have came to the plate there. Bastrop starting to get a little bit more aggressive here, wanting to get this game evened up. And also trying to get that runner over to take the double play away from Bastrop or from St. Andrews as well.
Got the go-ahead run at first base right now.
And his teammates yelling at him, wear it. And he looks over at him and says, I don't think so. 1-0 pitch. And a double clutch fake to both bases. That move really throws me off. When he does it, I don't know what's going on there for a second. He lifts his leg like he's starting to pitch, fakes the throw to third, turns back, fakes the throw to first, and then just kind of settles back in.
Yeah. Coaching staff on the bases are calling for a balk.
It hurts my brain, that's for sure. That one low and outside. Bring the count to 2 balls, no strikes for Nielsen.
And once again, calling for the balk.
And now not just coaches, but players getting involved as well. But, obviously Wheelan knows what he's doing. That ball gets past the catcher.
And here comes a tying run to the plate.
And the go-ahead run is now in scoring position at second base.
180 feet away.
And, yep, still just 1 out here.
And we got little less than 4 minutes left to go.
And
on the 2-hour time limit, and the Bastrop Bears do have the last at-bat, so this possibly could be it.
And it feels like we've been here before, doesn't it, Sarge? Maybe 3 or 4 times in this game already.
It sure does, and with the timeout coming up, as the Highland coach is on his way to the pitcher's mound, you could almost guarantee this is going to be it.
And you can say, too, so after the last time we saw this, kind of 2 times where Wheelan managed to kind of get into a bit of trouble, putting quite a few batters on base, hitting a few guys, walking a few guys. His defense showed up big. He pitched to contact, and they were able to squeeze out of it several times, leaving quite a few runners on base for the Bastrop Bears. And they'd sure like to do the same thing this time. Only opportunity at double play will be a long one.
We only got one run on the base pass. That's number 19, Jaden Hensley, who got hit by the pitch and standing at second base. With Reagan Nielsen still at the plate, looking at a 3-0 count with only one out.
That one, ball 4 inside, and Nielsen's going to walk on down to first base.
I tell you what, Nielsen's been a walking machine. This is third straight walk in a row. And not just that, in a third straight inning in a row. He walked in the third, fourth, and now in the fifth. And that's going to take us to the top of the order to the other Reagan, number 7, Reagan Hibbs.
Hibbs
Ooh.
belts one down the
Just
right
foul.
field line and just fouled by about 6 inches over the first base.
And once again, the go-ahead run is sitting at second. And we're right up on the 2-hour time limit.
And
It's going to be the go-ahead run and possibly the winning run.
there may not be a crowd here, but you can certainly feel the tension.
And Bastrop Bears trying to get out of here 3-1 in tournament play. And, of course, my wife, I know she had to jump to the side as she's sitting right in front of the broadcast booth.
That one fouled back.
That one coming right back into your living room in 3D. 0-2 to Hibbs.
Hibbs swings hard on that one, drives it deep. That one could go.
That's off the wall.
Bounces off the top of the wall about a foot from the top.
And here comes Hensley, and he will score easily as Nielsen goes over to third base. And that's going to do it.
That's going to be ball game. Hibbs absolutely unloaded on that one, and you can guarantee he's probably going to get mobbed when he gets back over the dugout. It may not have gone over.
Yeah, that was about a foot below the top of the fence, and I'm pretty sure Nielsen would have been like, come on, I could have hit a little bit further right for a game-winning home run.
So it's 350 to the base of the fence out there in right center. 8-foot fence, so call it 358, and he hit that ball 357.
Yeah, 357 on my stat tracker right there. And that'll do it as the Bastrop Bears defeat the St. Andrew Highlanders, and they come back to score 5 in the bottom half of the fifth after giving up 4 at the top of the fifth. And what an exciting game to lead off into the final game coming into this afternoon.
What a game. Bastrop fighting back in that game. And really both pitchers, at times giving up a little bit, but hanging tough in there. But I tell you what, St. Andrews is going to have a short memory, put that one behind them, and turn right back around because they've got the Lockhart Lions coming up here. And, well, technically
about
0 minutes, but I think they'll give them a little bit of time to warm up.
Oh, yeah.
4:30
Yeah,
the start
4:30.
time for that one.
So we're going to go and cut this one out, and I want to thank all you Bastrop Bear fans for tuning in and watching all the contests here for your Bastrop Bears. I want to wish y'all the best of luck going into the rest of the season. And once again, my appreciation to all you fans that are watching in, and you Highlander fans, stick around. We're going to be coming up with the next link here on the Lions Pride Sports broadcast for the game 14, the final game of the Lockhart Lions Varsity Baseball Tournament here on the Lions Pride Sports broadcast. So you're going to want to tune in and take it and watch that as the Highlanders will be going against the Lockhart Lions. And we're going to cut this one out. So as for myself and Middle Sarge Waters and TD Tom Dunn, I want to thank y'all for tuning in. And like the Sarge always says, you can take the lion out of Lockhart, but you can never take the heart out of Lockhart. Go Lions.
Thank you for listening to tonight's Lions Pride Sports broadcast. And remember, you can take the lion out of Lockhart, but you can never take the heart out of Lockhart. Go Lions!